Here's Steve Davis, just 29 years old, from Rumford, England. The highest paid sportsman in Great Britain.
Absolutely. It's incredible, isn't it?
His manager told me he's earning approximately $2 million a year, which would put him in the category of a Larry Bird, or one of the United States outstanding athletes.
Yes, of course, not many people realize throughout the world that snooker, in fact, is the most popular sport on British television. And that's all happened in probably the last 7 or 8 years.
And in fact, Davis has certainly benefited from the snooker explosion. He is the #1 snooker player in the world since 1981, and he's won 4 World Snooker Championships in 1981, 83, 84, and 87, winning his latest last May at Sheffield.
Right, now nice position. He's getting the benefit of what Steve Mizerak did. He pushed this ball into the break position.
Steve Davis went to school on Mizerak's last inning.
He's just come a little bit more to the right of the table than he would have liked, and he would have liked to have left himself a little bit nearer to the ball. And of course, this really is a challenge for Steve Davis, is having to try and work it out as he goes along. He's very little experience at straight pull, but he's such a good cueist. He's certain to give a good account of himself.
Rex, you have said that as a snooker player, Davis has one of the smoothest strokes and most consistent strokes in all of England, and in fact the world, as he makes his break shot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone play the game who has a cue action as good as Steve Davis.
Davis cuts it into the side pocket. Now he's left the cue ball. Well, he left himself in good position, actually, for a shot at the 7. Now it's time to contemplate his next shot.
Yes, since we've been here, of course, I've been doing a little bit of practice with Steve Davis. And in fact, we practiced until the early hours of the morning. And Steve actually ran 81 balls against me, which is quite a performance for someone who's not experienced in the game.
And we should tell our U.S. audience, Rex, that you are 14 years a world billiard champion, and you are the #12 ranked snooker player in all the world right now.
Yes, even though I'm surprised at that, Pat.
Davis with a 13-ball edge over Mizerak. The first player to reach 75 will win the game. Best of 3.
These are not easy to sort out. He's got 2 balls out in the open, but the ball to the right of the triangle he would have liked to have left as a break ball, but I don't think he can, because he's got to split those other 5 balls. None of those balls will go. 13. So he's having to use the break ball here to split that cluster of 5 balls.
Davis with a nice cut shot.
Unfortunately, he hasn't got an ideal break ball at the moment. He tried to just, and that's a very good shot. He just nudged that 9 ball, the yellow ball to the left of the triangle, just nudged it across to leave that as the break ball.
Steve Mizerak looking on now, maybe a bit surprised because Davis has put together a run of 15 balls this inning. And Mizerak knows he can't win sitting in the chair.
Very lonely spot.
16.
Davis has captured 46 major snooker titles.
11 ball, corner ball.
And is proving himself to be a shot maker in straight pool.
Well, we're now getting to the critical point now, and Steve just having to try and work this out. Doesn't look as though it's easy for him.
Davis had told us he had not played much straight pool in the past, a few times, a few games, and It's here where the combinations of shots and the shot making and the forethought of planning 3, 4, 5 shots ahead has to be very difficult for Davis.
Yes, of course, he's played a bad shot there. Left himself too near the side cushion or the side rail. He's got to force this ball now round 2 cushions.
He'll take the 15 ball as his key shot. Perhaps, no, maybe some second thoughts. And leave the 9 ball for his break shot.
Yes, this is a tough one now. He wanted to come out off the cushion there a little bit, and he hasn't got a good angle. He's even thinking about leaving the 9 ball into the side pocket. Now, has he got the angle? I don't think he has. He must now, the only chance that he's got to disturb anything here, I think, now is to pop the 9 ball into the corner pocket. And I think he might be too straight on this 9 ball to do that. So Steve could be out of business after this shot.
Davis has run off 19 balls in this inning, or this trip to the table, leading Mizerak by 21 balls, and this is the first game of the challenge. And I have to believe Steve Mizerak is a bit perplexed now, sitting in the chair watching Davis, who's put together a nice run. In an average World Championship event for straight pool, the average run for a player at the table might be 20 balls. Mizerak told me beforehand that a 20-ball run is a very comfortable and really a very outstanding achievement. Davis has 19 this evening. Make it 20.
That's a good shot.
And he got into the rack enough to leave himself a few shots.
I suppose it was a little bit unorthodox, the way that he got onto that break ball, but all the same, he's still back at the table, and Steve Mizerak is still sitting in his seat. And not looking terribly happy at the moment. Just left a little angle on the ball at the back of the bunch of balls.
15 corner pocket.
He calls the 15 in the corner pocket.
Trying to get into them to split something.
23.
He's got the 2 ball into the corner pocket. That's the blue ball on the top cushion.
It's interesting, straight pool players are so particular about the cue they use, but Davis told us today he's using just an old foreign pool cue, about $400, and certainly not of the category of the legendary Balabushkas or some of the finer cues made, but since straight pool is such a foreign game to him and a game he so infrequently plays, he's opted for a very average cue, but using it like a
85.
band leader's baton right now, Rex, as he
Yes.
orchestrates his way around the table.
And that shot that he's just played was a good shot, and there's a ball dropped perfectly into a break position, so he could continue this run for quite some time yet. The 9 ball, which is to the right of the pyramid triangle, is an ideal ball to use as a break ball, providing that he doesn't get himself into any real trouble and have to pot that ball to get himself out of trouble. That's the ball he'll be looking at.
Davis has a 41-10 advantage over Steve Mizerak. Make it 42-10. And this has been quite a run for Steve Davis.
Now he's got a choice the way he plays here. He could screw it right back, or in America you just say a draw shot.
We should point out the balls they're playing with tonight are much larger than the snooker balls we'll see as Davis makes one. Snooker will be the second leg of this 3-leg challenge.
32.
And many expected that Davis might have trouble controlling the cue ball.
Well, of course, the longer the game goes on, Pat, the more familiar that David